Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to In the North Bank and a very late special show, really. The final drabs of the summer transfer window, and we're at this stage where we're kind of always expecting nothing. Certainly over previous years, where this has always been a drab kind of.
Breaking news. So I've got Sky News on in here. I feel like one of them, like when you have them people that have the headsets on. There is a loan deal in process with Reece Nelson and Ipswich.
Okay. Yeah, so they've come out.
Why is Mark laughing?
He mentioned it. I think it was kind of going on Twitter. I think it broken, but yeah.
Oh, I wanted to be the breaking news person on the show.
There's always someone breaking it faster than someone else.
That's very true.
Yeah, and it'll turn out it'll be someone else, not Reece Nelson. It's like all Chinese whispers sometimes. But look, we're here. There's just under 2 hours to go till the end, and then we look at the cards that we've stuck on for the rest of the current year, isn't it? Before we go into the January window, the dreaded January window, when we look at what's available again. Mark joining me again after last night. How you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good, bro. Disappointing day, if I'm being honest. Out with that, apart from Arsenal Football Club, life's good. So yeah.
I love you, Mark, but that is a bit dramatic, isn't it?
It's not at all. It's not at all.
So my first time speaking to you, Aisha, am I pronouncing your name correct?
Aisha, yeah.
Aisha, okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's all right. It's not a problem.
Look at that, Aisha. Yes.
I butchered that for a number and a half on one show.
I know.
Listen, I'm 41 years of age and people have butchered it all my life worse than Sweeney Todd, so you really don't have to worry. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that one. It is totally fine.
No, it's good. Obviously, there is a fair amount to talk about, and we want to get as much information as possible that we can from this window. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fine. It's my machine seems to be kind of glitching, so I'm kind of talking in slow motion.
You're fine. No, you're
That's fine. Okay, I'll carry on then. So it's just broken, obviously, recently about Raheem Sterling. I think that's probably the biggest deal of the day, I would say. Obviously, the confirmation of Ramsdale going was no real shock, was it?
No, I was quite surprised how quickly it was done. But I've got the feeling it's been on the card. I'll be honest with you. Like, I know I just joked to Mark that he's been a bit dramatic, but I don't get when you've got such a good goalkeeper on the bench, why you're selling him to buy someone else. Like, I'm not being funny, but he played. I'm going to sound like a broken record because I feel like I've said this on every stream I've gone into. But the biggest mistake Arteta made last year was he disrespected the cups. That's my honest opinion, right? He was so focused on the league. Fair enough, we wanted to win the league. It was 20 years since the Invincibles. We wanted to prove that, right? I get it. But we thought that Man United were never going to beat Man City. They did. They're now one behind our record. I just think he missed an opportunity by concentrating on the league last year. He could have put out all these players who we've now sold, including Ramsdale, got them, in rotation. And then if we did have any injuries, you had players that were fit that, all right, may not have been as good as your first team choice, but team choice, right? So therefore, you were scared to put on Ramsdale because he hadn't got any match experience. Or he had match experience, but he didn't have any further for a while because he'd been sitting on the bench. So his legs weren't fresh. So why didn't you concentrate on the cups? Why didn't you have a situation where you go, right, okay, Ramsdale's going to play all the cups. Raya's going to play the Premier League. Or I think someone told me statistically, is it Raya was better away and Ramsdale was better at home? Why didn't you rotate them like that? Like, but you've sold a perfectly good goalkeeper to one that you don't know how he's going to play with the squad. Ramsdale was so passionate about Arsenal. He acted like a captain off the pitch when he was nowhere even near the captain's armband. Like, he was always so proud. And I just don't know. I think he's missed an opportunity here by getting rid of him. He's the biggest shock for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I was thinking when that deal first come through, I was thinking that when he was talking about having two very good goalkeepers, that he would have some form of rotation. Whether or not that would have been every 5-6 games, he would have switched them over and just kept on rotating to keep them fresh and do it that way. Obviously, it hasn't worked out that way, and that's never really taken place at any club. In all honesty, that kind of thing. There's always a number one. That said, there's two sides to it. At the end of the day, you have a goalkeeper that not so much forced himself to be in number one with Leno. Obviously, it was very opportunistic because of the injury to Leno.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't look back. So he took it on, and yeah, there was a reason why he bought Ramsdale. I don't think that was to be an understudy. I think, in all honesty, I think he was brought in to be that progression to Leno.
Yeah.
Obviously, we then had Raya, and look, we can't have a player that is trying to push to get into the international squad on the bench, as harsh as it could be with regards to you've got a contract, you honour it. Yeah, he has honoured it. He hasn't kicked his toys out of the pram.
Not at all.
He's been very good on that side. He could have quite easily gone the other route because it was totally out of the blue. He signed the contract and then all of a sudden he's out of the team. And yeah, it could have been a lot worse on that side. So I think, again, you look at the personal side of it. And Mark, I think, kind of alluded to it and said, well, yeah, if you don't have the backups, the replacements, then you're sticking, stick with him. And you basically say, right, okay, you're forced to stay because you've got a contract with us. Your thoughts on that? Just is that what you're sticking to on that side, or would you have rather kept him?
Absolutely. Why would we bring in a goalkeeper who can't catch cold? And you think that's a good replacement? We're regressing tonight, Arsenal fans. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to pretend. Tomorrow morning, I've got a phone-in show and all this talk, transfer window be shut, and we'll go back to being positive. Right now, I'm disgusted with our club. I'm disgusted with you, Edu. I am disgusted. And it's not a head loss. Why would you sell a player under contract, Arsenal Football Club, to bring in Neto and an 18-year-old goalkeeper from Ajax as your number 3? Why would you do that?
That's the only thing. When I said, I wasn't being disrespectful to you when I said, I was joking around. When I said to you that you're being dramatic, I didn't mean that. But I do agree with you on this. I think that it's a very strange move. Why we've got rid of Ram? Because look, it wasn't an Aubameyang situation. He wasn't causing upset in the dressing room. Far from it. I mean, every time you saw him, he was the first person to come out on social media and say, "Don't give Raya a hard time. That he's a nice guy. It's not his fault. He's been put in this position. We worked together in training." And he was also, when he saved penalties and things, he was the first one to go and congratulate him. He's not a player. I actually think it's sad, if you want my honest opinion. I think it's sad to let someone like that go.
Yeah. Do you know what? See, when this transfer window ends tonight, and I'm going to try and keep my emotions to the side. See, when it ends tonight, all we're going to get is Arteta out. We have one of the best young managers in the freaking world right now, and it's not his fault, and that is all we're going to get.
And you know what I can't stand about this Arteta out brigade, and I'm sorry, this will be the hill I die on, and I'll argue with any of them. And do you know what? I'll argue with any of them outside the Emirates as well, so I don't care. You lot are all right to try and push him out because you think he's an inexperienced manager. The only place he's going to go is he's going to go from us to City. And then you're going to end up with him knowing all our inside secrets because he's the one that set it up and you will never win that league. So that is the bottom line. If you're going to keep on with this crap about Arteta out, wait and see what you get because there is no one else that I'd rather manage our club today. And that's the God's honest truth. And that's my honest
yeah,
feeling.
Me either. And Paul, honestly, we're about to panic buy. So breaking news, within the next hour, we're about to sign Raheem Sterling. Well done, Edu. Well done, Edu.
I've got a slight different one on that. When we talk about Reece Nelson, we're saying about the players that we're trying to shift out, and obviously we've all agreed. We've said that Reece Nelson probably isn't at the level that we need to progress, and certainly for him to get more game time. Raheem Sterling is an upgrade to that.
Oh God, yeah, 100%.
Whether or not that is short term or long term, that is an improvement to what Reece Nelson is to us at the minute, and I see it as an interesting move. In all honesty, I'm not going to be as glum as what Mark's suggesting on that side. I think there is a player there, and an exciting player as well. And when you look at what's happened previously with him and Arteta, my previous tweets earlier in the day about Raheem Sterling, very, very good relationship between them. Obviously, he worked on him behind the scenes, one-on-one with him to try and improve him. And then he went and had the prolific season, 16, 17 and 17, 18. He was just unplayable. He was scoring goals, doing really well. And unfortunately, the £47 million transfer to Chelsea was the bit of...
Well, he went there the same time as the whole Declan Rice thing. And the irony for me is that the reason no one really paid attention to him going to Chelsea was because all that was over all the papers was Rice coming to Arsenal. And now we're in a situation 1 year later where he's now the one that could be coming here. It is only a loan deal, but I was saying to you a minute ago that I was on a stream before, and one of the guys actually said on there that if you look at his stats, if you look at Sterling's stats, he plays roughly 64 minutes of every match. And then when I was looking at something else, that makes me wonder, because Martinelli can play on both sides. So it makes me wonder, this is not a panic buy. Is Arteta thinking, I can rotate both him and Martinelli between Trossard?
Because wait, again, I just look at it. I look at it, Aisha, and it just... There's quality there. It's not like you've plucked someone totally obscure. And again, I even go back to Neto. I don't think Neto's going to be rotated like what Ramsdale, or what he tried to do with Ramsdale in the Cups and Raya. I've said this season is a big season for Arteta, because there's almost that kind of given now that he needs to put some silverware on the table, or certainly go far in the cup competitions. So that means getting to a semi-final or getting to a final, whatever. That's the bare minimum. And at the end of the day, we don't want to be losing the third, fourth rounds of the cup competitions, going out early, putting in those kind of teams that we had. Look at West Ham last year in the Carabao Cup. Ramsdale in goal. But again, a load of rotated players and a defence that hadn't really played together as a unit. And you saw the performance that was put out that day. I had it in first hand, watching it in the stadium, and it wasn't great. But I think that he's going to be playing Raya pretty much all through the season. I think there might be the one thing of the odd maybe FA Cup game, if there's a like a small team or whatever, you might see him there. But I don't think for any moment Neto is going to be playing in Champions League, bar any injuries.
But that could be the key difference. Maybe it's the fact that Neto knows that, and Neto's quite happy to be a number 2, whereas Ramsdale had too much potential and he was too good to sit there. But then it still makes me wonder why you're getting rid of someone that's better to bring in someone that's not as good. You know, it's like I was initially really annoyed with the fact of Emile Smith Rowe going, Eddie Nketiah going. Now it looks like Reece Nelson's going. But we have to look at it from another perspective, and it's not a comfortable pill to swallow, all right? That's 100% profit for Arsenal. If we've got to look at this like a business to be able to compete to buy these players, we don't have the money as City. We don't, Chelsea set the bar with this stupid money coming in with Abramovich. We can't compete with that. We have to make strategically good buys. The only way, sadly, that we can often get strategically good buys is these players that have come up through the academy. We've got to sell them. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I really hate the fact that these boys are not with us from a point of view they've come up from the ranks. But the other thing is, 10 years ago, these were the best players that we could hope to buy because we were hoping to get Champions League. We're competing for the league now, and we are.
No, we're not. We're not at all. We're competing for top 4 next season.
I don't think we're competing for top 4 next season.
We are. I'll tell you why, but I'll let you finish. We're competing for top 4.
We are a team in transition, and the only team better than us in the Premier League at the moment is Manchester City, who have got a bank account that they can do anything they want with. I don't think we're competing for top 4. I think we're competing for either consistently second or we're going for the win. But 10 years ago, the Reece Nelsons and the Emile Smith Rowes and the Eddie Nketiahs were the best that we could hope to get for our first team. Okay, they're not now. They're squad players at best at Arsenal, but they will go on to Palace and Forest and these other teams, and they will be first team players. And we have made money from them. That Emile Smith Rowe, what we got for him? When have you heard a player of his that has hardly played for the in that season go on and earn and be worth that money at another club? So I don't think we're competing for top 4. That's just my opinion, though.
We have regressed. That's a key buzzword, regressed. Right now, thank you, Edu. Appreciate it so much. I supported this football club for 32 years. 21 years, I went through pain, absolute pain. And we were on the brink of catching Manchester City, who have also regressed. All we had to do was pause. Don't sell. Don't bring anyone in. It's all good. Just pause. And instead of that, we're about to panic buy and bring in fucking Raheem Sterling. Seriously. Is that where we're at now? Is this where we're at? We have weakened our goalkeeping situation. We have done nothing in the forward line whatsoever. And we are bringing in a 29-year-old who turns 30 in December. And that is the way ahead for Arsenal Football Club. Edu, I salute you. Well done.
But Trossard is 4 days younger than Sterling. And look what Trossard is doing.
You got to look at it. I mean, you got to look at it again with the emotion out of your heads. And you're making it sound like Raheem Sterling is a 37-year-old that can't run, and he probably wants a paycheck. And that's why I'm saying it. When you're suddenly looking at that, there is a player there.
Paul, I was speaking to Man City fans, and when I'm saying I'm speaking to Man City fans, I'm speaking to Man City fans that are connected to the football club, and they are actually connected within the actual football club. They sold Raheem Sterling because his attitude changed, totally changed, at the point where he didn't want to run, didn't want to fight, he gave up. They sold him to Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club, who is an absolute shambles, and they're trying to offload him to Arsenal Football Club. And I'm meant to be happy right now with that when I'm on the brink of winning the Premier League or getting deep in the Champions League. Am I meant to be? Paul,
well, they offloaded Havertz, didn't they?
What this is the point. That was going to be my next point. Is that think of so many Arsenal fans this time last year when we got Havertz. They were calling it every shit show under the planet, and they really, really thought that we were off our heads for buying him. Now it's a complete. Even Chelsea fans were mugging us off. We've all seen the videos. We have to stop and think. Look, this is a loan deal. We're not buying him, right? I personally think. All right, let's just put it this way. If right, there's no guarantee this is even going through. He's saying he's happy to join. That's about all that we've heard, right? But let's just say we do get him, and he does turn on the magic because he's in a team that's more settled, that there's a great ethos, that there is actually a healthy dressing room, that he can shine and do exactly what Havertz has done. Look, think of it the same way. Havertz was suffocated at Chelsea. He's probably suffocated at Chelsea. And, he
is now. He's had the bag put over his head, and he's literally just been kicked out the door.
I don't see this as being, look, I don't see it negatively impacting us. It's not going to, because at the end of the day, if it just doesn't work, we just go back to Martinelli and Trossard. He hasn't actually affected the front line at all. It wasn't my choice. I'm not even going to lie. Like this morning when I read this, I was like, this is an absolute joke. When someone at work came up to me, I was like, you are having a joke. But, I just don't see it's a loan deal. We're not paying an exorbitant amount of money for him. And if he goes on and, like I say, turns on the magic and it ends up being that we buy him permanently, there is not an Arsenal fan that is going to have a problem with that. There isn't. And this is the flip side of football I can't stand, actually, if I'm honest. It's that almost, I don't want to sound harsh here, but the almost two-facedness of it, because it will be that. Arsenal fans, you saw it. Arteta out, Wenger out, and then all of a sudden Wenger was a legend. He's the greatest manager we've ever had. Arteta is the youngest, most, we've seen it all, and it's not going to be any different with these players.
Okay. So I'll come back at that. I've supported the football club for 32 years, as I've said. For the last 21, I've went through the same pain as every Arsenal fan. I've understood the power struggle within our football club, trying to pay off a stadium that cost almost double what it should have cost. So I've understood that. I've understood all that. And we're on the brink. We are on the absolute brink. But I'm going to applaud Edu and everyone else at our football club because we've made money. We've made £12 million this season. Congratulations.
Let's forget the what we're looking at this season. In all honesty, about whether or not we've made money. Nothing. You don't know that, do you? We can't say that.
I'm telling you right now, we'll win nothing.
We've not weakened our team.
Yes, we have.
Such. No, I disagree. Maybe we've cut down the players that were kind of potentially clouding, even say, the judgment of the rotation, and that's a big thing to be talking about with regards to Arteta. The lack of the rotation, was it because there was a bigger gulf in quality between those rotational players that he didn't have the confidence to kind of to back them? Is that why kind of we didn't see him really rotating players last season? Now with a smaller pool, does that give him more confidence to do that rotation?
I'll tell you what, just this is a slight deviation, but I'm sure you guys will understand why I'm doing it. When I heard about this Coman coming from was it Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich, yeah.
I was so happy we didn't get him. And I'll tell you why. Because all they kept saying was competition for Xhaka. I don't want competition for Xhaka. We had competition between Ramsdale and Raya, and we know what happened. If I tell you what, I would be sounding like Mark right now if I was seeing on here that Arsenal were willing to take 200 million for Xhaka, right? Because he's fighting for his position with some bloody Bayern Munich wonder kid, right? So I'm glad we didn't get him. And I will. That is a hill I will bloody die on. I'm glad we didn't get him because I don't think these players I don't like this attitude that Arteta does with the competition for the position. That's not, it doesn't actually create harmony. It makes the fans confuse what's going on, for one thing. Like I said before, look all them tweets that that Ramsdale had to make about leave Raya alone, like don't go after him, don't boo him because it's not he's just come in and played, right? This competition business, I don't like it. Sterling's, as you just said, Sterling's not, if he comes into Arsenal, he's not taken our club backwards. Because if he doesn't show up by 11 o'clock tonight, we've still got the same team we had that's been doing well. And the only reason we lost the league last season was because Arteta did the wrong rotation with the Aston Villa game. If he had played Trossard to Martinelli first and Trossard, there's no way Villa would have got past us. There's no way. We fucked that game up because we took too much that Liverpool were, where our eyes were on Liverpool and not Man City. We saw it. They were playing bloody celebration in the Arsenal shop because they lost to Palace 2-0. It's got nothing to do. This team could have beaten City last year. So there's nothing here that says to me that it's a disaster.
So Aisha, to go back to your point, forget Sterling. Let's take him out the window out of this right now. You tell me why Arsenal are any better right now than we were last season. Just you give me that. Explain that to me.
After we went to Dubai, after the Fulham game, there was a whole different ethos.
I mean squad.
Well, I'm getting there. There was a whole different ethos. It doesn't actually have to depend on the players. It depends on the belief they have in themselves and the mantra that is going on in the dressing room. And the problem we had was we were too scared before because we had got Man City living rent-free in our heads. Once we came back from Dubai and we started bang, 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 the 6-0 against West Ham, the run we went on, we were unstoppable. What happened against with Aston Villa, that game last season, was because we let Liverpool get in our heads because they lost 2-0. We thought, that's it, we've got this in the bag. We forgot about City, who are literally the Trojan horse just sitting there waiting to attack. And we lost that ourselves. Forget the 115 charges, forget the £12 million profit, and forget what the team we've got. We lost that last season simply because of that. And that was it. And I don't think this team is in any worse position than it was when we lost that game to Villa.
Okay, so you don't think it's any worse whatsoever, although we have lost Ramsdale, we've loaned out our third choice goalkeeper in Hein, we brought in Neto to replace Ramsdale. So this first question, is that a fair balance between the two? The next one, Karl Hein and an 18-year-old Setford from Ajax. Sorry, does that balance us out?
No, but what I'm saying is I agree with you that Ramsdale shouldn't have gone. And I said earlier on this stream that I don't think we should have sold him to bring in somebody that wasn't as good as him. What I'm saying is that he wasn't getting played anyway. So you could have brought someone in that...
But what happens if we do have to play? That's a silly argument, because what happens if we have to play him? This is the point. What happens if we have to? But Ramsdale would have turned up.
Well,
can I jump in a minute? Go on, carry on.
He would have done if he'd got this takes us back to my point. He would have done if he'd had the minutes on the pitch. And the reason he didn't get the minutes on the pitch was because Arteta was so focused on the league, he took his eyes off the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And we could have had a trophy last season because the games we lost and knocked us out of that were fucking diabolical, pardon my French. And he could have played. This is where I think the problems come from. We didn't need new players. We needed to give the experience to the ones we already had. But if we've got to look from a business point of view, selling the free we did was good business because it was 100% profit.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. And but before Paul comes on, we'll draw a line under it and just say £12 million profit. I can't wait to spend. I'll spend another £1,000 this year on you. No worries whatsoever. Thank you, Arsenal. Appreciate it.
Okay. So, 20 players played had double figure appearances for Arsenal. Yeah. We've still got, 21 players in the squad. Does that sound about right? 6, 9...
Yeah, I think it is. Yep.
15, 21, 22... 23 with Neto. And chuck in.
Can you give me 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries. and then chuck in Wanyeri as well. Okay. Strength. We've got to suddenly look at it, and you're suddenly thinking, okay, those players that are going to be coming off the bench, look, we've given appearances to Elneny, Cedric, obviously Vieira. Vieira wasn't rated by a few. I think, obviously, there is something there with him, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when he comes back from Porto next season. Obviously, Reece Nelson going, again, not a huge output from him. And, yeah, you look at it and you just think, well, Nketiah's gone as well. Again, the players we've gone. Again, can we keep a player like Ramsdale on the off chance that we might need him to play?
Absolutely, he's under contract.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those, isn't it? We have to move on. There's that personal side as well, and we're still not in Nazi Germany now. There's no kind of proper kind of thing here now. There's a personal side of things as well. He needs to play. He needs to play for someone.
Right, okay, so when Saliba says the exact same thing, we'll just sell him and we'll bring in, I don't know.
Totally different.
There's a totally brilliant defender in Scotland these days. I'm sure he'll raise the standards of what Arsenal Football Club have got.
That's a totally different argument.
No, it's not. They're under contract, Paul. Paul, these guys are under contract. Yeah. They're signing contracts. They're under contracts. They're contracted to Arsenal Football Club.
If Ramsdale's been bought to play and he's been given the assurances that he is number one, which he was when Leno left, and then all of a sudden he signed his contract out of the blue, he's then not playing. But that's it. But again, this is the situation. If a player's not happy, either he's going to kick off, or he's going to do the way that Ramsdale's done, and he's bedded down. He's tried to work to get back in the team. Hasn't happened. And at times you've got to almost say, well, he does need to play. If you're suddenly thinking that he needs to stay there and just sit on the bench, there's no full well that he's a number two. He's not a number two goalkeeper. He's too good to be a number two, and he needs to play somewhere.
Okay, Paul, I'll give you that. But Arsenal knew this last season when we brought Ray in.
Yeah.
So we've had a year. Do something about it, and don't get me Neto and someone at 18-year-old to be my third choice goalkeeper. And do not put Karl Hein out on loan.
Look, they tried for that Garcia, which would have been the long-term option.
But they're still not brought in a third choice goalkeeper either. So we've got a goalkeeper on loan. And if anything happens to Raya and we go into a Premier League game against Bournemouth, guess what? We're playing an 18-year-old Ajax goalkeeper. If any Arsenal fan tries to justify that to me, please do. I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
Yeah. But look, again, we've had, what have we had? Turner and then Hein. But again, even Hein.
I would have took Turner right now. I would take Turner as my third choice rather than an 18-year-old from Ajax. Honestly, guys, I'll come back to this stream on anyone at all when it comes to Ray getting injured. If he gets injured, I'll come back to this stream. It's disgusting. We are disgusting. Eddie has let us right down today. And honestly, Paul, I'm so passionate about my football club. This is out of order. Completely out of order.
Yeah, as I said, I think things have to happen. Things have to change. And how long can we keep, say, a player like Ramsdale in? Yeah, it didn't work out with that Garcia. Here's Garcia, wasn't it? Yeah, I've just had a mind fart and lost his name. He was obviously the long-term solution. Obviously, that isn't going because they were trying to highball us, and we've just turned around and said, all right.
It wasn't. We knew that Ramsdale was going, and they put a release clause. He's got a release clause that was 25 mil or something like that, or 20 million, whatever it would have been. But it'd jump up an extra 10 million if it went into the last 10 days of the transfer window. Guess what, Edu? Again, failed. You knew this was happening. Paul, I'm not making excuses for this football club. I am not. Point blank, I'm not. I'm raging, beyond raging on this football club, bro. I'm honestly, I'm so angry at Edu tonight. Hope you got your barbecue out, big cigar, life's all fucking good. But guess what, mate? I'll continue to spend £1,000 this season on the football club while you're doing this shit to me. No way, Paul. Yeah. And he's called out.
Sorry. The reason I went there is when I was having that passionate conversation with you, Mark, I went like that, and my can of Coke went all over my desk. And if I can't show you really now, but so my desk leans onto the banisters because I'm in our loft room, and it cascaded all down the banisters and down into our bedroom. So it was a very interesting 5 minutes.
I do apologise.
No. I said it.
Breaking news.
I said it because I thought we needed some light relief. But look, this is the one good thing about being a football fan, right? We can be so passionate like this, and we can call each other twats, and we can say we don't know what we're talking about. La 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 la. But at the end of the day, exactly, when we're scoring, we're all happy and we're all together. And I just want you to know that I feel your passion, and I agree with so many of the sentiments you've said. The only thing that I will say is that I feel like it's not the disaster that maybe we think it is. But at the same time, I do sit here going, I've never really thought Sterling would be a player to fit Arsenal. I'll be honest with you. I'm really, really shocked this transfer window that the whole Grealish situation was quiet and Man City have been able to hold on to him, because I was sure he was going, and I still reckon he's going in January, if you want my honest opinion. And I really wanted, me and Mark have had this conversation, I really wanted Grealish at Arsenal. And I've argued with people about that.
I would have took Grealish 100%. I would have took Grealish 100%. But what we're doing? We're freeing up £350,000 from Chelsea's wage bill so they could go and sign Sancho or a fucking Osimhen.
Yeah, like I say, I think we're helping about what to say. I don't.
What's this guy going to do? Is Raheem Sterling going to give me more than Reece Nelson? He probably will, because Arteta will actually trust him. Honestly, see tonight, I hate this football club. I think
he'll have more input than, or certainly output than Reece Nelson.
Only because we don't play him. Only because Arteta does not play him.
Yeah, but we're still giving him opportunities to kind of come in and show. The one time they tried to do it was on the left-hand side, and he looked very good. And that was that friendly when the World Cup was going on against Juventus. And then all the other times.
You know what? I said today, there's a silver lining to every single thing in life, and you've got to always look at the positives. And my positive is, not this season coming, but the season after, there's a very good chance I'll get a Europa League ticket. So thank you, Edu. Appreciate it.
Come on, Mark.
I'm telling you, I'm fucking raging at this football club tonight.
I think the following season, I think when you picture what we actually had, then you look at the targets. One of them being Sesko, one of them being Williams. Both of them have basically said.
They knew this a month ago, Paul. So it's no excuse.
No, you never know. You can never know what one month ago. You could be knowing about what players are, and you'll have the initial conversations.
Right.
And
okay.
They can sometimes change.
Liverpool Football Club tried to sign Caicedo and is it Lavia from?
Yeah.
You tried to sign both of them. Both of them went to Chelsea. Arsenal Football Club do not do business like Liverpool. Liverpool went to the club, got an agreement, and then tried to agree personal terms. We know Arsenal Football Club, let's not kid ourselves, go to the players, the agent is almost tapping up, and they do this. And then if they don't get the green light, they don't move forward.
There is a reason for that, though. There is a reason for that, and you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but I love you, Mark. I really do. I'm not just saying that. We are very careful in these things because we don't want to end up with charges like Nottingham Forest, Everton, and
no,
Chelsea.
absolutely. Yeah, so I agree 100%, but that's what we do. So we would have done that for Nico, and we would have done it for Sesko. So we would have known Sesko before even the Euros. Sesko came out and said, I'm not signing. Nico came out and said, I'm spending another year in Spain hoping to get Barcelona. This broke out months ago. And then today, we're selling our best players, making ourselves weaker, and bringing in a fucking Raheem Sterling. And I'm meant to sit on any kind of podcast.
Getting rid of our best players, are we?
Well, it's better players than fucking what we're signing, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, look,
Ramsdale against Neto. Who's better?
He doesn't play. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't played.
Paul, that's nonsense, bro.
But he hasn't played.
Nonsense.
But again,
nonsense.
he can still do a job. This is what I'm saying. It's not like we've just signed you or me.
No bother whatsoever. So when we go into Champions League, if Ray gets injured, come back to me and say, I'll say that to you actually on a podcast. He can still do a job, Paul. He can still do a job. It's okay. But in a new format, we're going to play 60 games this year. He can still do a job. No bother, Paul. We're back at Edu. Edu's done a great job. Well done, Edu.
There's been some breaking news. There's a photo of him now in his Arsenal shirt.
Who's that?
Sterling. Yeah, look. I had to do that. I had to lighten the mood somehow. Right.
It looks all right.
That is the best bit of news. Anybody in the chat, that is the best bit of news you're going to get tonight.
I'm gonna dip in just to the chat. I like to just say a load of thank yous and welcome. We've been on without kind of saying anything. Lots of people wanting to know what's going on. Any kind of rumours about the club. Mariz, Tete Wabo. Lots of comments here, and I'm going to say Wubet. That's going to help me out. He'll be joining Arsenal now. Look, I think it's going to be. I think there's only one slow burner now. I think it is just going to be Sterling coming in.
Brilliant pure well.
Yeah,
I'm going to go out tomorrow. I've not bought the third shirt. The third shirt. No, the third shirt.
Yeah,
apologies for that. I've not bought the third kit out yet, so I'm going to get Sterling on the back of that. Can't wait. Excited.
I might buy you one. When's your birthday?
It's actually this month.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. No, I don't want it, bro.
I'll get you a Sterling teacup.
Yeah, I don't want it. Yeah. So can throw against the wall.
So just to confirm, Joseph also said, look, we might as well just go through what we kind of know.
But this is pure mentality. It's pure mentality. If you want a winning mentality, don't accept it. Do not accept it.
As I say, I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Obviously, we signed Neto earlier in the day just for the people in the chat watching in Africa. A couple from Nigeria wanting answers.
That's a brilliant message just came in there.
Yeah, but what we've got, so we got a late move for Raheem Sterling on loan. It looks like they're going to be paying the wages as well. So I don't think they're going to get 100% that money off their books. They're still going to be paying. We won't be taking it on.
I'm reading online that Chelsea are willing to pay 75% of his wages till the end of the season.
I don't give her that sauce. I prefer Reece Nelson in my football club than him.
Ajayna, it's like Chelsea and Arsenal making Arsenal their dumping area.
Havertz? How's that?
We said that with Havertz. We said it with Jorginho. It was said about that, wasn't it? And both of them have come in and they've
completely different grounds on that, and I agree 100%. So thanks for that message.
Well, but are you
different?
Havertz in that though?
What's different?
Havertz has been a sensational signing, and I knew he would be because.
But do you know that with Sterling? If Sterling, I'll tell you what. So we signed Sterling. He scores against City or Tottenham, creates 6-7 assists in the first, say, 10 games, 12 games, scores 7-8 goals. Would you be still disappointed about that?
No, I'll buy you the third top and put Sterling on the back of it.
Yeah,
It's never going to
we'd have matching ones. I'll do one for you with Raheem on it, and then I'll get one with Sterling on. And
I'll never agree to it, bro. He's never going to do that. So let's not fucking kid ourselves. They're totally different. Totally different. Completely.
We never know.
Different.
We never know.
I'm telling you, no chance. No chance whatsoever. But well done. Well done for that chat.
The only thing I'm going to say is that there is a flip side to this. To play devil's advocate and sort of side with Mark a bit, because I know I've been quite passionate down one side or the other, but I do see where he's coming from. What if Chelsea are actually playing us for fools here? What if we're going to be the ones to give him the game time, that he's going to end up building his confidence, that he's going to be goal scoring, and then if we do win the league, it's going to up his price tag, and then they're going to try and sell him to us for some stupid amount of money, and we are going to be held over a barrel because we've set our team around him.
Well, what's he got left on his contract? Because they were talking that they were just going to terminate his contract. So if he doesn't go on loan and the deadline finishes, then we could just pick him up on a free transfer anyway.
So
if we wanted to do that.
I just sent that picture I've got a family group chat, and I just sent a picture of that to my mum and my family. As I was saying on the stream before, my family group chat should just be called "This Family Just Talks About Arsenal," because there's nothing ever anything that isn't to do with football in this group chat. So I put it in there, and my mum replied, "Idiot."
So I think obviously the loan signing suits us better in a way, because again, if they just cancel his contract and then he would become a free agent, then we'd then have the wages where he'd be able to obviously negotiate those wages straight up. So we'd have full liability on these wages. Obviously now,
why are they buying? They're buying. They're in the final for Sancho. Why are you buying?
There's no plan. There's no understanding. Look, Tuchel bought Sterling in, and obviously they've had now two managers? Or was it three managers since? Is it second or no? Was there a manager after Tuchel?
No. Poch.
Yeah. And then and then another one. And then there's no plan. There's nothing. And you look at it and you think it's an absolute joke of what they're doing. And again, they're chucking money left, right, and centre. It's another Abramovich Mark II. What they're doing, and it's basically they're chucking mud at the wall. We're just seeing what sticks, and they're buying loads of players, and then they might keep a few, and then some of them what they're doing they're either loaning or getting rid of, and they can't be sustained like that. So I honestly can't believe how they're still managing to kind of get around it without any kind of potential sanctions or anything like that. I think it's madness and how they've gone about it. Because you're still talking now about Sancho. You're talking about this Osman, and then you don't know. It's just a bit weird.
See if Osman ends up at Chelsea. Honestly, I'm going to doctor him for 2 months.
At the end of the day, I'd almost see him just fall flat on his backside. It'd be quite funny. I honest to God, it's like Modric. When you look at that, I think there was a player there, and I think if he was under the right environment, the right kind of support network, and there was an idea for him, he'd have been a different player to what he is or has been last season.
Listen, it says everything when he is meant to have said, and this has come from various sources, that he's come out and said that his deal to Chelsea felt like an arranged marriage. And Chelsea don't care that Modric feels that way. That's the ridiculous thing.
Yeah, he's been used as a pawn, isn't he? At the end of the day, that guy, and you get it was a lot of pressure, I imagine, from Shakhtar really to to move him on there. It wasn't, obviously, he was twerking for us, wasn't he? Really wanted us. And then, they just literally pulled the rug from under him and just said, there you go, you're off to Chelsea. It's like a prison sentence. So, it's not great.
I don't think we went in for him seriously because the rumours were that he was quite disruptive behind the scenes, and we just got rid of Aubameyang, and I don't think we wanted another one like that. I don't know how true it is.
For us to have put a bid in for 80 odd million, which I think what we did, about 82 million, weren't it, or something roundabouts, shows that we were pretty serious. I wouldn't have classed that as not being serious. I just think then when Chelsea come in and just suddenly just blew us out and just said, we're offer. We had about 4 or 5 different offers, and then Chelsea just come in and go, we'll pay another 6 odd million on top. I don't know. It's a hard market as well on that side. Mark, in the ideal world, we want everyone. We want things done in the first weeks of the window. Sometimes it doesn't always happen like that either. As we know, deals get delayed, deals don't come through. I was hoping there was going to be a few more deals. In all honesty, we talk about the domino effect with all the different clubs and stuff like that, and you suddenly think, I thought Tony was going to go earlier in the window, and that might have opened Nketiah to.
But there is a domino effect. There is a domino effect.
Yeah.
The domino effect is that Chelsea are in a position to sign Osimhen and also Sancho from Manchester United. We get their dregs in Sterling and we loan out Reece Nelson. That's a domino effect. So, Edu, I hope your barbecue is good tonight, bro. I hope it's good. Be patient. You'll not be disappointed. Thank you, Edu. You were right. I'm delighted. Look at me. My life is so fucking good because of what you've done tonight. I really appreciate it.
I'm sure. In the cold light of day tomorrow, after 3 points tomorrow, you'll be different.
Do you know something? I'm doing the phone-in show tomorrow morning, and I will not take one single question on the transfer window. We get straight back to business, and that is supporting the football club that we love. Yeah, and that is exactly it. There will be no transfer talk. If any of you guys are there, come in.
Stop. Breaking news was that, sorry? No transfer window talk tomorrow. Yeah, that's the breaking news. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's as good as it gets. I'm doing better than Arsenal Football Club. Just remember that. I've gave you that moment. Fucking joke.
Just catching up again. Just Ijoku. Arsenal needed a very typical striker this season. I don't see that happening.
The problem is, and I've done this as well. We've all fallen foul to this. We want another Thierry Henry, but Thierry Henry was 1 in a million, and other clubs don't have a Thierry Henry, and you know he will never be replicated. He won't, right? And I think if we're looking for that, we're gonna always fall short because he is the only one. And even now, I reckon he could give half of these players a run for their money. Even now. So what does that say to you?
It says to me that our club are shit and we have shit people above Mikel Merino, and I'm fucking disgusted in them. That's what it says to me.
The problem is, though, Mark, we're seeing it from the outside. We don't know if Edu's been trying desperately to pull things together and things have just fallen apart. We can blame him.
So don't sell your players. Don't sell the players that are there. Don't sell the players. Don't sell anyone. Keep all of them. Every single player. Nuno, Tavares, the whole lot. Keep them. Vieira, keep them. Man City have stopped. They've regressed. We were on the brink of winning the Premier League. What have we done? What have we done?
There's a big difference when we question about what City have got and what we've got. City had, over a period of years, that luxury of having 2 or potentially 3 players of very, very similar, high-quality players.
Can I just... Right.
We had Rob Holding 2 years ago.
Thank you.
And
This is
like
exactly the conversation. Do you know what? I had this same conversation with my brother, right? I said to him, he went to me, name the 2006-2007 Arsenal squad. I could name about 3 players. And I'm pretty like I'm like my dad in the fact that I can name players from all sorts of years. And my brother went, why can't you do that? And I went, tell me why. He went, because there was hardly anybody worth mentioning, because we literally were going through a phase. All right, we had great. I think that was the last season for Van Persie, wasn't it? We had people like Haleb. Who else did we have there? I'm trying to remember. See, so it proves my point. But what I'm saying is this is not a team where you can't name your starting 11, because your starting 11 are all a caliber that you think Arsenal Football Club should be at, right? This is by far not a disaster. What you have to also remember is we didn't lose to City once last year, and that includes the Charity Shield. They never got one past us last season. They can claim everything that they want. We ruined that ourselves. We ruined that because of what I said about Aston Villa. The truth be told is that we have done the one thing this season we didn't do last season. We beat Villa. We beat Villa with the same lineup that pretty much we've still got tonight. So there is absolute zero reason to be concerned. If Sterling don't work out, he's gone. We haven't paid anything for him. He's on loan. He's going to be a free agent.
Okay, this is my point. This is the point I'll go back, because you've actually given me it. We're happy because we've suffered to be in this process right now, when we could go to the next level and Edu could have took us there, and his answer to taking us there is to release players from not release players from the contract, go and put them over, make us weaker in goal, and do fuck all up front, bar bring in a Chelsea player who's almost 30. You're satisfied because you've suffered. We don't have to suffer no more.
No, but right, I'm going to throw something out there to you. We're talking stats, right? We have to back things with evidence. But look, I'm a history teacher. I can't back something with evidence. I'm not worth the ground I walk on, right?
Okay.
Raheem Sterling is a 4-time Premier League winner, right?
Okay.
Harry Kane won fuck all, and he somehow managed to secure himself a place in Bayern Munich. There is no reason why we can't take Sterling and actually do something with him. There's no reason. He's got experience.
Okay, so he's a 4-time Premier League winner in a side that spent 1.2 billion, has the best manager in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Come back at me at that. He's won it because they're one. Honestly, they took a Leicester player in Mahrez, and he put Sterling out the fucking side. A Leicester player put him out the side. He was gone, and he was sold to Chelsea. So there's history for you.
But why do they sell them to Chelsea? Because Chelsea will give them money.
Because he was not good enough. He was not good enough for Manchester City 4 or 5 years ago. He is not fucking good enough for Arsenal Football Club in 24, 25.
If you go by the state and Man City's not good, they're not good enough for Man City. Grealish, under current standards, is not good enough for Man City because he's a squad player. And you and I would both have Grealish in a heartbeat. So
I would take it. I would take Grealish. But I think there's different circumstances. Man City are keeping Grealish. They're not getting rid of him. Why are they not getting rid of him? Because he'll still do a fucking job for them.
I think it's quite close to him going. In all honesty, I think.
Well, Arsenal should have been over it then. Arsenal should have been over it, Paul.
Well, no, obviously it was close, but obviously I think in another way he probably could have thrown his toys out the pram, couldn't he? He could have literally thrown his toys out and said, Paul, "I want to play," and then he would have been off, wouldn't he?
Paul, there's a point in life when Arsenal fans have to question what's going on. Mikel Merino, one of the best young coaches in the world, I think will leave our football club, and it'll be a detriment to our football club if he leaves. I love this guy beyond life.
Yeah.
What he has done to my football club has been remarkable. He said, do not be satisfied. I'm not fucking satisfied, Paul. And no Arsenal fan should be fucking satisfied or Edu selling off our players, making us fucking weaker and bringing fuck all in. And that is my point. And you look at the chat, you see it. Put these messages up. I see the chat. They're all going. They're all feeling the exact same way. Paul, it is fucking shocking. It's shocking by our club. Shocking. And I'm not going to rest on this.
We need to look at new players at some point, and we need to kind of get them in. But as I said,
I saw a tweet today. I was so desperate for a signing. Maybe we should get Nicolas Pepe back on loan. They're not fucking far wrong.
I will be the first, and you can have this. This is a live stream, so therefore it can be clipped very easy. You have my word that if you are right at the end of the season, I will come on any stream with you, and I will very happily walk the walk of shame and admit that you were right. Because I am, and I will, because I am not above, and I won't make excuses for it. I'll go, I was wrong. I got that one completely wrong. Look, I'm not going to lie. I get it wrong quite a lot with things. I'd say last week when we couldn't, it was ages till bloody scored a goal, and then Trossard come on. I was like, oh, I don't know if that was a good move. And then within 30 seconds, he scored. And my brother just looked at me and went, you're a twat. So I'm very happy to put my hands up.
And I'll do the exact same. And I'll come on and say, I am so happy I was wrong. I'll put my hands up and I'll be delighted, absolutely delighted with passion. I was wrong. But I don't think I am. I'm disgusted at what you're doing.
Hang on. I'm getting the rough end of this deal, my friend, because you're going to come on. You're going to come on and go, I was wrong, but I'm so happy. And
I'll never. No, because I would never be happy. I'll never be happy at Arsenal's failure. I will never be happy at that.
No, and actually that brings me on to a point that I was thinking about earlier. That's the difference. We can argue like this and we can be passionate about our club, but one thing we will never do as supporters is wear an opposition's shirt, because there's a chance that if we lose and they win, that our biggest rivals will not win the league, right? So this is totally healthy and normal, and I think we all know what North London club I'm talking about. But the point is that it's good to have these conversations, and I agree with you 100%. We shouldn't be satisfied. We should not be satisfied. I'd love us to have pulled a Nico Williams out of the bag or someone along those lines, but I also don't know where this is going to go. I mean, and we're arguing about it. It's not even been agreed yet. It might not go through. We've got 50 minutes for it to go through. It might not.
Pray it fucking fails. I don't want to be.
Is that to the detriment of the club?
I do not want to be happy coming up to the end of next season and say Mark was right. I'd be gutted if I'm right. I'd be so disappointed. I'd be so hurt because I love this football club beyond anything in my fucking life. Bar my kids, obviously. Bar that, I love this football club. I want to be wrong, but I have the right to call it fucking out. It's failure.
Yeah, you call it out. As I said, there's different views, and this is as I said, as we've alluded to, football is unbelievable. There's so many opinions. Everyone is right. Everyone is wrong as well. They can be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, everyone else's eyes who've got another opinion. It's wrong. As opposed to it's right. We'll never know what. Well, we will know eventually once the curtain comes down on the season. How well, or if this was a failure or a good step. We know we need to get to. We know where we need to get to, but sometimes we can't always get there in one foul swoop.
So pause then. Just pause.
Yeah,
Don't sell anyone. Don't sell anyone. Don't do anything. Pause. If you cannot get to that where you want to be, pause. Arsenal Football Club on the brink of catching Manchester City making £12 fucking million profit riles me beyond belief. And for the kids out there, you do not want those to go through 21 years of fucking hell in this football club. I'm not satisfied. Not one bit. Honestly, Manger's so high. And Paul is going to break on the stream, and I'm not going to react. I'm going to go on mute, switch my camera off. Sterling has signed for Arsenal within the next 15 minutes, and I am going to be devastated. Devastated that this is a level that Edu and the board and everyone above them think that this is where we're at. I'm going to be gutted. Absolutely fucking gutted. Last season, I sang the song from the Ashburton Army, and I won't do it online because I'm not a very good singer, but it was basically, if you Tottenham were going to win the league, there is no way I'm singing that next season. No way I'm singing that next season. Well, thanks, Edu. Hope your steaks are good, bro. If you need me to contribute,
I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I think we're going to be totally in and around what we're doing. Again,
are we?
No. Well, we haven't changed what we've the end. The end result. We haven't weakened our lineup. We haven't gone and sold a Martinelli.
Why have we not?
What?
Selling Ramsdale and bringing in Neto. Why is that not weakening?
Yeah, but how
putting Hein out alone and bringing in 21-year-old, 18-year-old Stretford as our third choice goalkeeper? What point is that not weakening our goalkeeper?
It's not weakened us, the team that we had last year, because he weren't playing. He played 6 games.
Ramsdale could, within his rights, if things had carried on, refuse to play. Then you still don't have a second choice goalkeeper.
He wouldn't have done that because he wouldn't have been paid, and then no club would want him afterwards.
Well, that happens as well. This is what I'm saying. There could be someone could kick up a total shitstorm in the club, depending on character, or someone that will just kind of get on, and then you probably have a gentleman's agreement. You probably have there and a bit of respect from the manager, just like you being in your jobs. You know what I mean? You want that little bit from your manager.
So Eddie Nketiah deals stop on hold.
Breaking news: Ramsdale move to Arsenal is very close, and I'm not holding my Links of Africa thing, so it's not me having a wind up. It's basically a done deal. Is what they're saying on here.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like I said, there's no smoke without fire.
Absolute fucking joke, Arsenal Football Club.
So, yeah, it's one of those things. Look, we've dealt the cards, and this is what we've got, and we've shuffled our pack. And look, it isn't a. I still got there's a player there, and we won't know until he starts playing. So I'm going to whittle through a few more of these. Yeah, Yorkeris is high on the want list from our viewers.
You've no chance with Edu as your fucking sporting director, guys. So you'll need to leave that one alone.
In all fairness, though, to Edu, he was the guy that worked tirelessly to bring in Declan Rice, and nobody can fault that one.
We paid 105 million. We went above and beyond anything that any other club done.
But yeah, I wouldn't start turning on it. Bearing in mind, this is probably the best the club has been run from a scoring point of view.
Don't forget, Mark, we do also have the January window, and there'll be a lot of things that will get done. I think there's a lot of things that weren't wrapped up tonight that will be talked about in January.
Okay, as a history teacher, come back at me. As a history teacher, come back at me. When was the last amazing signing, Barroso, in January? And Aubameyang?
I can't think of one, but
there's not one. They're on. You can't have them.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is there is still another transfer, and while statistically you are correct, there is no denying that. I'm saying it doesn't mean it won't happen. Please say so. I'm upsetting that. Oh, he's back.
No, I'm here. I'm just, honestly, I'm so frustrated on this fucking football club.
Yeah, Alan says, what a desperate move last minute.
It is desperate, Alan. Well done.
It's always
well
happened.
done, Alan.
No, but it always happens.
Same old Arsenal. Give us 2 good transfer windows and all of a sudden we go back to square fucking one. Do you know what? Bring Rob Holding in. Honestly, my rage is fucking there. It is fucking there. Do you know what? Kieran Tierney should go left back. Merino got injured in a tackle with Gabriel. I don't know if you guys have been working today. So Merino's got a fractured shoulder that's going to take him out for a while. So that puts Zinchenko as the lefty back up to Rice. Yeah, Edu, brilliant. You're doing amazing. How much are we paying you, by the way? Get him out of my fucking football club. Honestly, I'm gone with him. He's gone. He is gone. He is fucking gone. He's gone in my opinion.
Getting injured in training through a fall or an accident isn't really.
It's not. I am not going on about. Listen, I'm not. It's not about the injury, bro. It's not about the fucking injury. It's what Edu has done in his transfer window. If they think this is acceptable to be this close to Manchester City, Paul, Arsenal fans are accepting mediocrity.
They're not accepting it. They've done what do you do? Burn the hatches down and suddenly drop everything we've done? We can't.
Don't sell anyone. Don't sell anyone. Stay the same as last season and we'll go again. It's a young squad.
What were the contracts? What was left on the contracts of the players that had that were sold? Obviously, I know Eddie was he's got 2 years left.
Eddie 2 years. Ramsdale had 3 years. Nelson, I think it's 3 years. ESR, we could have gave him fucking a 10-year contract. The guy would have signed it. He loved Arsenal Football Club. Vieira, who gives a flying fuck? To be honest, who cares?
He would have wanted
another.
Emile Smith Rowe wanted to play.
Yeah, and that's why.
And look what he's done. Look what he's done at Fulham.
Yeah.
Look what he's done at Fulham.
Yeah, but that's because of the calibre of what is at Fulham. He's going to go in there and score.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference from playing or turning out for Fulham, a different change of scenario. And again, I look at it like it's not so much a breath of fresh air, something new, something different, and something with a different constant where he's now able to maybe start focusing on different fit. It could be so again. Obviously, these breakdowns was something to do with the regime or what he was doing fitness wise or whatever, and he needed a clean break from that because every single time he couldn't get a break whatsoever. Every time he come back fit, he'd have a little niggle, and whether or not that was his body, might have been, but I don't for one think he would just want to be sitting on the bench kind of and just doing it. And I wouldn't want him to kind of do it and then keep breaking down. And then eventually we're sitting there when his contract's due to expire and then he goes on a free. I'd rather have done that. And then what we've done, I think we've included some clauses in the contract as well, which should be favourable to us.
I think Edu's doing brilliant. As I said, I'm looking forward to Europa League tickets. I'm going to get them because none of the regular guys that go to the Arsenal games will go to the games, so I'll get the tickets. Edu, thank you for driving my football club into the ground. Supported it for 32 years. I watch this shit day in and day out. It's absolutely a fucking joke. Let's
leave the Edu chat now. I think Raheem Sterling could be a great combination line with Baka.
Standards.
Alinda. Yeah, Des is in the chat. He's joined us. Welcome, Des. Look, I think we all wanted a Ferrari or a Rolls Royce signing, but
we ended up with the ladder. It's okay.
Here's a letdown tonight. Linda, but still Arsenal's problem now is a striker and it's still not solved and you need trophies. Look, I've said this before. We can get around that kind of proper main striker, just like Man City did with those creative players in and around and linking up with goals. Look with the goals we had last season. That was good. Yeah, there's more goals from those attacking players as well as the midfielders that be had through the season as well. So if those goals are shared around, then it almost makes look Haaland scoring 30-odd goals a season. You don't always have to have that, do you? Say if you've got, say, like 6 of those players banging in with 14, 15 goals apiece or whatever, then you're gonna negate that kind of need, aren't you? In all honesty, yes, we're going to need one, just like they ended up doing, and when they needed to get Haaland. But as I say, I don't think we're at that kind of moment where we're crying out for that. Well, we are to a certain degree, but I still think we've got a good way of playing, and we do involve everyone in our build-up. And certainly with the goals that were spread out last season, it's still something that's working. It's only when it's not working, really, in all honesty, where you'd suddenly say, okay, well, we need to have that proper change. And the only time we probably found it not working was probably where we hit Bayern Munich.
Don't get me wrong. I can see Mark's point in the fact of we're competing, we're challenging for the league, and the best we've got is a loan deal this close to 11 o'clock. I 100% agree with that. And, the other ironic player that took us down to the wire in a very similar situation was actually Edu, if you remember rightly. Not on a loan deal, we bought him, but it was like this right until the last moment, wasn't it? Is he coming here? Is he not coming here? Da, 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 da. But I don't know. I don't. I want to see where it goes. And like I say, it's very close. It could break down. There could be some personal term that they might not agree. I knew. Do you know what? I had a gut feeling this was going to happen though. Last week when they started talking about the speculation about him when he wasn't playing and the statement that got made and all that, I jokingly said to my husband, "Watch it. It'll be with us next." I did say that.
Yeah, no, it's underwhelming. Des guys, Eddie said there was a big signing coming. Yeah, big excited. Look, again, it's one of those, isn't it?
Mark, I hope that we are cool, by the way, because I really do.
No, 100%. No. We share the same love for a football club, and that is it. So there's nothing bad. Paul, could you check? Yeah, you have this. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Honestly, I'm no. There's no downplay whatsoever. I'm going to do the phone-in show tomorrow, and it's back to being what we do best, and that's supporting us, a football club. But but tonight I'm allowed to share that like rage, and it is rage when you're on the brink of something so fucking good, and people are letting you down. For me, I'm angry. So I have been asked to go on a big podcast tonight at 11, so I'm going to be dropping off the next 10 minutes. But we'll be back for the phone-in show tomorrow. No transfer talk tomorrow morning. None. It's gone. We're back to sport. We're back to Sporting Arsenal Football Club. Out with that, Edu. Fuck you. Get out. You're fucking my football club. So
it's Sotu. You still there? Oh, sorry. It all froze. It was like Mark was in freeze frame.
Sorry?
It's like someone had just paused you.
Do you know it's? See, I am going to be honest. There are times when I'm pretty bad, and I do settle with things. Like I've been at games where it's been shit. Yeah, and you hear people around you moaning and I'm the first person that wants to go, it really isn't all that bad. So maybe I am like the worst person with this to talk about, because I do try to look for the good in the situation. But I also feel like we've gone through years of mediocrity, and I don't feel like that at the moment. And I'm not going to be I don't really, right, we want these amazing signings, right? And I was saying this on another show I was on recently, where I said that if we ended up finishing second again this year, but we won the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup, that's more chance you're going to attract the players that Mark is talking about, that he wants us to get, because there will be an ego in those players that they will want to be that player that tipped it over the edge and made us that winning side. And we will attract these players that want to do that. 10 years ago, we weren't going to attract the likes of Sterling then. The likes of Martinelli then, the likes of these players. We are in a position to do it now because of the consistency we've shown. And I really do believe that. And I know that a lot of Arsenal fans bay for my blood when I say that it wouldn't be horrendous to finish second and win a trophy. It really wouldn't, because there have been times when we have finished like 8th, 7th, 6th, and we've been, better luck next season. And also you see that on the pitch when players, how many times have you seen it? They go for the ball, they don't get it. Oh, better luck next time. Then they start looking around, all squirrel. Everything's a bit of a distraction. That's not this team. This team fight. They fight for the ball. They fight for what they believe in. They fight for the game they're playing. And I think Ian Wright summed it up the end of last season when he went, I don't care what happens. I just want them to fight. And that's, I think, sums this team up. And I don't think that fight's going to be lost, whatever happens with Sterling tonight. But, I mean, it is just my opinion.
Yeah, and I say, everyone's got it. Mark's got it. And look, the guys in the chat, we want to see those players come in, and we want to push. We all want to go the same way, and that way is up to the top. But yeah, I'm as laid back as anyone. I'm not going to be overly critical. I love my club. I watch them every week, and I'm disappointed. Of course I am. But I'm not gonna chuck my toys out. I'm not going to be shouting, swearing around everywhere about we haven't signed this player, we haven't done this player. It's just, it's crazy seeing some of the reactions. But we've always been like this. We've always been, as a fan base, so reactionary. And look, we haven't even seen that the deal hasn't even been confirmed, and we're in total meltdown now. But yeah, at some point we need that striker. We need that proper striker.
I'm going to throw something out there, and this is literally just the way that I'm feeling about things, right?
Mark's changed into his third strip with Sterling.
I noticed that. I had that one. Do you know, I had that one on for the last show I was on, but it's got really cold in this loft room, so I've got my jumper on. Actually, I've got to be honest, I'm in real bloody trouble because I've got like 10 hoodies. My husband goes to me, do you need to buy something every time you go to Arsenal? And I'm like, yes. It is the one female prerogative I will push at Arsenal. I am allowed to go shopping in the club shop. That is my thing. Right. But honest, I was just about to say, you said about reactionary fan base. There is no one more reactionary I know than my brother, who will go from 0 to 180 about anything. He's a chef, so I think it's the temperament. And we're half Mediterranean, which I promise you is another big factor in it. He has just texted me that he really hopes this goes through. It would be an amazing deal. I'm shocked. I want to sit on the floor and rock, because for him to turn around and say he thinks that this is a good move for Arsenal, I am stunned, because that I was not expecting that. I was expecting to get on the phone to him and be like this, because I was expecting him to have the same reaction as well. So maybe the fan base is a little bit more divided on this than we think it is. I don't know. I mean, he was never someone I would ever consider to come to Arsenal before this week.
Yeah. No, look, as I say, with Mark, we've summed up, but I've seen obviously views. You've been on the spaces as well today, and listening to people's opinions as well, just about and we've got people arguing with each other trying to put their spin over things and just and literally just either you're supporting it or
Des has just
or
messaged
not.
that he wants to come in. He's not going to have a go at me, is he?
No, it's all right. I've just got it now. So yeah, I'm going to bring Des in. He's a little bit late, but he's all right. He's been in the chat. So
I'm gonna have to drop. Is that okay, guys?
Are you going to head off?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, mate.
Yeah, big up, and no insults were through here tonight. It's just we're passionate Arsenal fans. We all want the same thing. As simple as that. So we've just got different opinions. Before Des comes up, the enforcers kicks me out.
To be honest, Mark, this has been the only thing on the streams and the lives that I've listened to on X that we've actually disagreed on. Normally, we go to each other. I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I think really that just goes to show how divided about the fan base this decision actually is.
Yeah.
So the one thing we can all agree on is that we want the best for the club. We want
100%,
to see it.
100%.
How we get there, that's where
Exactly.
you've got the changes of opinion.
I think that's it. It's like the journey and the destination, and I think that's a very important key.
Yeah,
the journey and the destination, and a lot of us have been on that journey, and we're going through it, and we do believe that we'll get to a destination. For me, Arsenal Football Club have kept me on that journey a bit longer tonight, rather than reach a destination, and that is it. So there's nothing disrespectful whatsoever. There's not. Tomorrow morning, no transfer talk. Please, just honestly, anyone comes on speaking transfers, it is cut off.
I need someone to police the show on tomorrow whilst I'm at the game, because we need to enforce the rule. So I've got the right person for this. Des, the enforcer.
Can you
Nice
hear
to talk to you, Des.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you, mate.
I can't hear you guys. I don't know why.
Are you on mute?
Hold on, I'm going to set up my laptop.
Go on.
I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right.
No worries, mate. Go on. Pull your finger out. Come on. Good night.
Don't know why.
So, Paul, did you say you go then?
Yeah, I'm going on to another massive podcast straight after this.
No, Mark, I said to Paul, does he go? I didn't.
Yeah, I'm a season holder. Block 8. So, yeah.
Do you mind saying where you sit? Because I know.
Block 8.
Block 8?
Yeah, North Bank. So.
Block 103.
103. Oh, in the gods.
No, do you know what? It's not. Because I'm row 20, so I'm not. I've got an amazing view. I'm just over the goal.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it's not that people. In fact, my brother's only just got his one, and he's like 10 rows behind me. And I thought, oh my god, he's gonna be like, I'm up in the gods. When we came out of the Wolves game, he said he's actually had a really good view, because none of the seats in there are restricted at all anyway, are they? But yeah, so I'll be there tomorrow, and I'm gonna have to leave here about 9 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Yeah, get an early breakfast.
Phone into the show. I'll drop.
I'm going to call up
outside the stadium. I'm wanting to build up to the game, etc.
I can do that. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
We'll post the link out. We'll put it on there.
It's only a 2 to 5 minute call outside the stadium.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah. Just get your take, and then I'm doing one straight after the game as well, Paul. About half 2, I think.
Half 2, yeah.
Yeah, half 2. No transfer talk. I'll be back being positive. It's Arsenal Football Club. So, just come and give your take after that if you've got a couple of minutes spare. I'll run for about an hour. I think half 2 to half 3 is what I'm looking at for tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. Well, something nice and short and sweet. And then we have the Sunday show, 7:30 on Sunday. So so it'd be quite good.
Have you got me guests for Sunday at this moment?
I need to double check, but I think we got a couple, so I'll stick it in the groups again just to shore them up. But
guys, I'm gonna calm myself before going to another podcast. It's better that I don't hear about the Raheem Sterling deal which went through.
Ping me over the details to it, mate, and I'll try and have a listen as well.
Yeah. I'll ping it over to both of you. It's a 12-man podcast. Dan Potts. It's an amazing podcast. He's a brilliant guy, absolutely brilliant guy. So I'll ping it over straight after this. It doesn't kick off until 11. I think this podcast is going on to 11.
Yeah, I've got one in the next sort of 10-15 minutes as well. I've been asked to go on like 3-4 different things tonight, so I'm trying to split myself.
Yeah.
So it's been nice. I don't think I've been in this much demand since I got married. So I'm happy.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I think we're past waiting for any more kind of excitement. I think we know what's going to happen. It's just when it gets announced. Gone are the days of the fax machine and the fax machine breaking down. So yeah.
Hopefully the fax machine does break down tonight and Reece Nelson does not go to Ipswich and Raheem Sterling stays at Chelsea. That would be beautiful.
I think Reece Nelson, I don't think the two are linked. I think
has Nketiah been confirmed yet?
No, Arsenal would hold them back unless they get someone else in. I heard that 4 hours ago. It's not confirmed. Yeah. So Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson could still be here tomorrow morning.
Well, I heard Eddie Nketiah was being held back because of the Jesus being injury prone. That's what I read. So
yeah, I mean, he wasn't in the squad. It was not going to be anywhere near involved. Tomorrow anyway.
But that comes down to Eddie then, because he's known this for weeks. So, but anyway, gentlemen, chat. It's been lit. Honestly, I've never seen so much comments in the chat. It's been great. You guys are amazing. We've all got one goal. We may disagree. We've all got one goal, and that is Arsenal Football Club. So big up. Send a love to every one of you. And fuck Sterling if he comes anywhere near my football club. Guys, I'll catch up with you tomorrow night.
See you later.
Okay, mate.
Big up, guys. Bye. Big up, guys.
Take a chill pill, mate. See you later.
There you go.
Oh,
I've only been on it once and I'm causing trouble.
Oh, I'm not sure it was you. Look, it's great to have so much interaction in this chat room. If there's any questions, I know there's lots of people just with demands just about updates and stuff. But
the thing I'm a little bit I'm a bit annoyed with people is that if this had been offered to us 2-3 years ago, before we became this club in transition, not only would Sterling have never looked at us twice, but we would have, in our wildest dreams, never have got him. If someone had said this 2-3 years ago, we would have bit their hand off. So this is what's annoying me. And I know people say, yeah, but he's older now and blah, 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 blah. But I still think we got a similar situation with him as what's going on with Havertz. They have not gelled with the team they've gone to. And Chelsea have done a classic thing of buying everyone to make a super team and pretty much prove that if your players are not going to gel, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on them.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we've got people everywhere. D from Rwanda. Prayers for signing. Let's hope we get something in now. I think it'd be nice. Here's a Boa. How many games did Rambo play anyway? As I say, in the league, and this is what we are or should be concentrating on. I'm not even bothered about the Champions League, in all honesty. I don't class that as my priority.
Oh my God. Do you know, you're exactly the same as me and I'm not saying that it wouldn't be amazing to win it, but we're not a club that's going to be able to compete with that yet. And we're kidding ourselves. For me, and I know, like I've said to you, I know supporters are going to bloody want to lynch me. But I'm telling you, I'd rather us, if we weren't going to win the league this year, I'd rather us finish second and walk away with the FA Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I said it again. This is our bread and butter. This is why we played 38 games all season. This is the long slog. Look how many years it took Man City to even get close or try to win it. They did it, but it's not a given. It doesn't always mean the best team wins it either. On that side, that's cup competitions, and look. At the end of the day, this is why I'm basing: are we good enough, or have we regressed? Have we made ourselves weaker? I'm talking about the league on this side, and I don't think we have at this minute. For what we can put out on the pitch, look, we've strengthened with Timber as well. Not even spoke about him being back. The positions he can come in and play. So I just think you go with the flow and you deal with it. You can't change nothing. I can't change nothing. And this is what it is. What we're all just going to go on a platform and just totally lambast the club and
you know what? That brings you on to a really nice point that when I started. So I've been doing bits on and off of YouTube for different things for many years, but nothing to do with football. And one of the reasons it was nothing to do with football was two reasons. And I know they're stupid reasons, but these are my reasons, right? One, because I didn't know how serious I would be taken because of the majority of Arsenal fans are predominantly male. And I was quite nervous about voicing my opinion in something that has been so male dominated. I'm not saying that from I'm a woman, please give me concessions point of view. What I'm saying is that I totally respect that this is a thing that men like to relax and escape from and don't necessarily want a woman bunnying in their ears. That's what I'm saying. So the fact that I was a bit like, okay, I've been brought up loving this club. Like my mum and dad have always gone, my brother's gone. It's a very much family thing. So I was very nervous about dipping my toe into this where people could turn around and say to me, I don't know what you're talking about. And the other thing was I promised myself that if I did do it, I was going to always try to be as positive as I could be, because other YouTube channels connected to Arsenal and connected to football in general have been accused of purposely being negative so that they can get the views and get that. And I didn't want to do that. I don't want to slag my club off because actually there are so many positive things about it. And Des is back, by the way. So that was always what, and you know, even now, I love the fact that I can have conversations with people and I can hold my own, and that people are so respectful to each other when we all talk, and I think it's great.
Yeah, no, 100%. Look, it's great speaking with you as well. And look, I want to try and get you on, and try and get some more content on the channel as well, and just build everything up. So that offer still stands. If you're free and you've got some time, then feel free to create your own little. And then welcome to the Enforcer. How you doing?
Sorry I'm late. I only just saw the post call. Sorry about that.
Can't really hear you, mate. You're a little bit.
20 minutes ago. Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry. It's a bit of an answer.
Can't really hear you, Dave.
You can't hear me?
No, you're a little bit muffled. It's like you're talking into a paper bag.
Hold on, let me go over.
Got a problem with his mic, I think.
Yeah.
Not usually.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like distorted.
Is it still distorted?
Yeah, it's still a little bit, mate. Yeah. Oh, well, we've got Mark back.
I'll have a look in your set.
He's back.
Back.
Is that it?
No. Yeah, a little bit. It's got a little bit of feedback. We'll have a little. I don't know.
Yeah. See what I can do. All right.
The breaking news as well. The deal for Osman is officially off to Chelsea now. So it looks like he's going to be heading off to Saudi. So, Hello, Mark.
I don't think he realises he's here.
It's the quietest he's been all night. Mark, are you still there? Yeah, no, he's gone. I reckon he's clicked the wrong link.
Yeah,
I'll ask him on the morning show. I'll drop him for now. He looks like he's studying.
No, going back to what you were saying, I'd love to do more. And like I said to you before, there's so many things that. Arsenal breaking news: Eddie Nketiah has gone.
Yeah, just come through. Farewell, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
I thought Palace was definitely because he's a born and bred Lewisham boy, isn't he? So Palace is a natural. As far as I know, he still lives pretty much around with all of his family. He still lives around that way, so it's a natural thing. Palace is not that far at all.
Yeah, I was wondering whether or not Brentford would have come in for him. Obviously losing Tony. Obviously they signed a replacement for Tony earlier in the season or the window, and then he got injured. So that wasn't particularly great. I think he's out for the rest of the year. So yeah, back in January. But yeah, I thought it might have been interesting to have seen someone else come in for him. But I think a lot of teams were using him to basically get a better deal with their other targets as well. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of gamesmanship with other clubs. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. The one that shocked me at the moment, Lyon signed Wilfried Zaha on season-long loan from Galatasaray.
Yeah, there was talk that Palace was going to go back in and get him back, but yeah, didn't come around.
Yeah, that was strange.
Is that better?
Sorry, mate. You? No.
Is that better?
Oh,
no.
That is.
Oh, there we go.
Goes up and down.
Does it? Oh, I don't know what's going on there then, guys, because I've tweaked everything I can. So.
I don't know.
Yeah,
might have to do the old IT crowd, turn it off and on again.
Yeah, all right then. I'll do that. See you in a minute.
I don't know. Or just come in the chat again.
No, I want to be on.
Oh,
that wasn't me. I didn't just cut him off. I didn't mug him off.
I didn't think that you did.
Oh, he just went. I'll just go back into the chat. Daniel, let's just wait and welcome Sterling. Look, if someone comes into the club and all we got to do is back him. That's all we can do as fans. I'm Mike Peter from Nigeria, Mr. Mikel Arteta. We need a striker like Victor Gyökeres, please. Yeah, look, I'm just not sure he wants to come at the minute. I think that he's happy. Again, there is a release clause, but as I said, not sure. Yeah, we're going to trigger it, unfortunately, at this time. Never say never. It could still happen. We've still got January. But we shall see. Des.
Hello. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes, slightly. Yeah.
Hey, good. What's the point, right? Can I ask a question to you guys? And I know you've talked about a lot tonight, but I just want to make this point, right? What's the point of these activation clauses if you're not going to activate them?
I agree with that. No, I 100% agree with that.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not as angry as Mark. Bless him. He really let himself go, didn't he? But no, if there's a, you know, if you want the player, go pay the money. It's not like we can't afford it. You know? So if you wanted Gyökeres, go pay the 80 million. If you wanted, you know, I'm not going to steal off loads and loads of names because we'll be here all night. But if there's a buyout clause, pay it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
He's in the team. I am getting a bit fed up.
I don't know. Again,
Go on.
We don't know, do we? We don't know what the end plan is for what Arteta wants. Obviously, we know they would have had targets. We know they wouldn't have just come in to anything without those targets. You know what I mean? There were obviously players there. Whether or not through things that happen in this window, things just changed. We just don't. We're not savvy to it. We might hear rumours, but
can I just add on a little bit of a positive note? The happiest thing I heard in this transfer window, and it's not even about the transfer of a player. It is football related, though. Did you see the news about Chris Kamara?
No.
He is getting better. His voice is on recovery.
Oh, good. I'm pleased with it.
And I saw that earlier, and I thought to myself, do you know what? All this going on of all these millions and all this and all that, but you know what? We could have him back on deadline day in the near future talking about this player going from that one, that player going to this. So I know that might sound a bit off topic, but I just thought it was a nice bit of information.
Can I just say I'm not angry. I mean, the transfer window is what it is. The point I made about the get out clauses. You know, if they're there to be activated, activate. You know, and end of the day, I'm happy with Merino, even though he's got injured in training, isn't he? Hopefully he won't be out for long. I'm happy with Calafiori. We've spoken on it before, Paul. My main worry is cover for Saka and a striker that's going to score you 20 plus goals a season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going through these comments, and there is just that reoccurring theme. We need a hungry striker, someone that will obviously score some goals.
Yeah.
Look, the other side, which I've already said about, is the fact that having those players dipping in with the goals, and if they're dipping in with the goals and they're scoring 14 to 16 goals apiece, you picture, he's arrived. Breaking news. Raheem Sterling's arrived at London Colney for, I imagine, just the medical finishing up the deal. So I think we're nearing getting it confirmed.
Does that mean? Hang on, because I don't remember the last time a deadline day was on a Friday. So does that mean that he'll be eligible to play tomorrow?
No, he would have had to be registered by 12:30 today.
Is it 12:30 today? Beginning of the week.
Yeah, I think that's how what it works. I think you need to have it. Say it's either like midday or 12:30 the day before or something like that. Yeah. So it won't be tomorrow's game.
So I take it Sterling will be a loan job, yeah? It's not a
loan job. It looks like they've.
I'm cool.
I just said that they've basically said, or Chelsea have said that they're potentially going to be fronting up 75% of his wages for the season.
I read on X today.
I'm cool.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that, guys. To be honest with you.
Yeah, look, it's something there, and we've got more experience, and we'll have to see. What's that, Rob?
Doesn't Sterling play on the left?
Yeah, but we were saying Martinelli can play on the right and the left.
That's right.
And
that is true, yeah.
And statistically, Sterling averages 65 minutes of a game, meaning they could rotate him with Martinelli and Trossard.
Yeah, but no, I get it. But what does that mean for Trossard?
For Trossard?
It just means that he'd either fit in with Sterling or fit in with Martinelli, just depending where he's needed.
It's as simple as that. Right, okay, I didn't really.
It's a triangle.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was going to cause ruptures in the team. Do you know what I mean? That's what I was thinking.
I was actually saying earlier, that's why I'm glad we didn't get that. Was it Coman? Because they were saying he was going to be competition for Xhaka. I don't want competition for Xhaka, thank you very much. We want someone to help Xhaka, not fight him for his place.
We wouldn't have paid his wages, though.
This is our issue, though, as a club, though. When you look at it and you say you've got, the left hand side is up for discussion about improving. When we talk about the right hand side, we've got Saka, and then you're suddenly saying, "Oh yeah, we need to get someone in that's going to challenge him." But we don't really want someone to maybe stifle his game time or potentially get someone over to then maybe have him as a bit part player. He is going to be that linchpin. He's the one that we want. Yeah, so we're in that awkward position where we've got to find someone of similar quality or someone that could come in and do a job that is happy to kind of sit on the bench and be a 20-minute, 25-minute a game player to kind of come on, which isn't always easy. Yeah, super sub, yeah.
I'm not being funny. There's no shame in being a super sub. Look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, I get it. I get it. You know, you're talking to the, you know what I mean?
Can I just throw something out there? Sometimes I sound like I'm having a go. I'm not. I'm just trying to get it out there. So that wasn't directed to you, Des. I'm sorry.
Hold on a minute. You think you're having a go? You haven't seen me start yet. So, you know what I mean? No, but the thing is, right, end of the day is this, right? We've got a team, right, for the last 2 years that have shared, like you said before, Paul, I'll totally back you up on what you said, shared the goals out. The front three and the middle three were scoring good goals all between them, yeah? We didn't have a 20-goal person for 2 seasons, but we came second twice, yeah? Now, I know people are shouting for a striker, and I'm not going to say that we don't need them, right? But we have got the potential to do it. Yeah? It's just, with the new format of everything, have we got the longevity? What I mean is that I don't see Man City burning out. I don't see Man City burning out, but can Arsenal burn out? Because I will say, getting rid of the players that we've got rid of, we've lost a bit of our depth.
I think you're right in the respect of the thing that made me feel very nervous this season is that last year they had Kevin De Bruyne injured for most of it. This season, not only is he back, but Haaland never went to the Euros.
No.
So he's been doing all summer is building himself up, getting stronger, playing, training. He's not knackered.
He's a goal machine. There's no stopping Haaland. He would do it for any team. He's one of them. One of them players that could fit in any team. So it's not that he's not in a different league. He's just a different style of player, and he's adaptable. Yeah, but he's not in our team, so it doesn't matter. I know what you're saying, and you're not wrong, but he doesn't matter. He's irrelevant. It's a mind.
No, and you're right. You're 100% right because as I said earlier, we didn't lose at all to City last year. No. We screwed up against Villa. Yeah. So he don't matter. He doesn't matter, does he, to us?
No. We can beat City. That's the thing. We can beat them.
And let's face it, Saliba and Gabriel made him and Foden look ridiculous.
Yeah.
They sat on their arses. Yeah. They did. We saw it. We saw the game at the Etihad. Our team made them look pretty average, I think.
I mean, you made a great point earlier as well, Paul, and I think you backed him up. Sorry, how do you say your name again?
Aisha,
right. I just want to get it right, okay? Yeah. Aisha and you made a good point about 2 years ago, we had Rob Holding. Do you know what I mean? And that's absolutely wrong. Rob Holding, I don't mean that as trying to be nasty towards him, but that's how many levels we've gone up in that short space of time. And
when we're having the discussion about levels,
2 years ago,
you then look at when we signed Zinchenko.
Yeah.
We then, and we alluded to this as well on a previous show, when you suddenly thought we were suddenly singing his praises, saying how well he was doing, all of a sudden, he's the floor to where we are, not so much the one now at the top. He's the baseline.
That's a great point. He's the cut-off.
And you're suddenly we're looking for that next progression for him, which we obviously have with Timber and others coming in.
Yeah.
But look, we haven't made ourselves short. Richard put in the fit. We can't win the league with Kai up front. Edu and Arteta are not serious. Look, we come one game away from winning the league.
Yeah,
And
that is the truth.
You look at it, and I wouldn't even label like Aisha and Mark alluded to earlier on. It wasn't the Villa game.
No,
I mean, Villa can beat any team. They've got the ability to do it. It was that home game, 28th of December, West Ham at home.
That was the turning point.
That
was the turning point of our league.
We had one game that we didn't play like Arsenal, and that was Fulham away.
Yep, totally. I agree.
And that was like going back 2-3 years previous to Arteta. It was that kind of performance.
Totally agree.
But that West Ham game where we had about 35 shots on goal, nothing would just fall for us. And that's not meaning just because we haven't got a striker.
No.
We created the chances, and on another day we would have probably bagged in 3, 4, 5 goals. It didn't happen. That was the time the game that cost us the 2 points to win the title.
Well, look at the results.
See, I have to say I don't agree with that. And the reason I don't agree with that is because after that game, that was the turning point when we went to Dubai, when we got the set-piece coach, when things started changing. For me, the 2 points that got lost was when we were so cocksure of ourselves because Liverpool had lost earlier on in that afternoon to Palace, and we took our eye off a City. We thought it was a done deal. And I was at the Emirates that day. I'm sure you was.
Yeah.
I just went, "What? This is a joke. This is an absolute joke."
I'm based on the fact that we know that Villa obviously having a good season. Obviously, they beat us away. They can beat anyone with the players that they've got as well. The counter attack and everything like that. But we battered them in the first half, but we didn't obviously score, and then they caught us in the second half. That's football. That happens. That West Ham game was, yeah.
I'm going to put my neck on the block. There we go.
Oh,
I reckon Ty will score 20 goals this season.
I think it's going to be the way he's going. He's got some serious numbers coming his way, and as I said, the more and more he does it, the more he's going to get, because every single goal he's going to get more confidence. And can you imagine a Havertz playing with 100% confidence and not kind of like dilly-dallying on?
Yeah, he put one in every game, I think.
Yeah.
I really do think that. You know what I liked about us against Villa last week? We didn't crack.
Yep. I said the same thing.
We did not crack. We just kept going and going and going. Yeah, all right, it turned out all right for us in the end, you know what I mean? But their pressing was mental last week. And we just,
Okay.
all right, it slowed the first half down. It really slowed the first half down. But we just didn't crack. And that shows strength as well that we've got.
Do you want to hear a funny story about last week? Now, this is hilarious.
Just before you start that, breaking news.
Go on.
Reece Nelson has gone to Fulham.
Really?
Ipswich has broken down. He's now gone to Fulham.
How much for?
That's just been confirmed. So that's off.
So he's there with Leno, Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
How much for, Paul? Do you know?
That's just a loan. It's a loan.
Oh, just a loan. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So last week, way before the fixtures come out, my mum bought tickets to go to something in London where they had all the set of all the Friends, the TV show.
Yeah.
So then the fixtures come out, and I was like, "We've got Villa that Saturday, Mum." She went, "Oh shit, right?" And she said, "Are we at home?" I said, "No, we're away." So anyway, we went to that, and it was like during the day, so that didn't affect the game. But we knew we couldn't get home in time to watch it from where we were. So we was like, right, where can we go that's really close? We can get Wi-Fi and put Sky Go on the iPad, right? We ended up in IKEA. Sitting in IKEA, eating meatballs, watching the Aston Villa game, right? And then I'm saying to my mum, we can't stay for like 90 minutes. We're going to have to actually go round and shop. And my husband was with us, right? And he's going, you two are not going to pretend to shop in IKEA. We were like, yeah, we are. So there's me walking around like this, going, yeah, that's a nice table, right? And then when Strand scored, there's me and my mum running down the bed aisle shouting, and my husband going, I can't go anywhere with you two. You're actually a nightmare. And it was just like, oh yeah. So that was how I spent watching the Villa game last week, running around IKEA.
Anywhere you can, isn't it?
I can't believe people go to IKEA and eat meatballs still.
There was literally nowhere else close we could go that had good Wi-Fi. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh dear. Yeah, look, I just want to just quickly say, all the people watching across all the platforms, Twitter, YouTube, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll put a link down if you're not watching on YouTube. Please subscribe, please support the channel, and we'll obviously get more content moving forward through the season. Make sure you click the notifications as well, so you're alerted when we go live. Obviously, shows coming up tomorrow for the before the match and after the match. So good to get your views. You can call in to Mark. He'll have the details. Just get in touch, and then you can have your say on stuff. But nothing about the transfer window. It is back to business.
Adamant about that.
Yeah, back to business. So so.
On your 1K call.
Yeah, and obviously just getting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it's been good. It's been good for the channel. So onwards and upwards. I think
on YouTube, now you've had that, and then I think you need to get 10,000 watch hours.
Yeah.
Then you can get monetized, which means people can send you super chats and ask you questions.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, they can ask me questions. I'm not gonna worry about that.
Charge them.
I always want questions. The one question from Adeleke, as Arsenal signed Raheem Sterling now. It's not been official. He is at the training ground. The deal sheet's being signed and completed. He's just doing his medical, and it should be near enough completed. I imagine in the next 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it'll be announced and confirmed.
I'm going to have to shoot off because I did promise some guys I'd pop over when the window's shut. But
no worries.
Thank you so much.
It's been great having you on.
Look, anytime you need anyone to come on, I'm more than happy. I've had a really nice, good time.
No worries. Lovely. That's been good. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah,
Thank
you too, finally.
It's been a long 2 hours.
Shows together at some point.
Yeah.
We were
definitely.
You was meant to be with me and Mark last week, but you couldn't make it. You had guests, didn't you?
Yeah, because I had family just wouldn't leave, and unfortunately they're not Arsenal supporters and wouldn't have understood. So, yeah, see if my mum and dad were here, I'm going upstairs because I'm doing something to do with Arsenal. They go, all right, we'll see ourselves out then. But these ones weren't. So, anyway, I better shoot over there. I'll catch you later. Bye.
Catch you later. See you later.
Oh.
Okay, just the two of us. It's the late shift.
It's the late shift, yeah. So it's officially closed. Is it officially closed?
It's all closed now. Yeah, it's all done. So anything we don't know about isn't going to happen anymore.
Nothing's going to happen. It'll happen in the morning, won't it?
Yeah, no, I can't imagine any deal that hasn't been broken. Yeah, it's not going to happen now. Only free transfers now, or free agents.
Yeah,
can only be signed now.
Is he not coming free agent now though? If he's not being...
No, this was the issue. So we could get Sterling on loan.
Yeah.
Chelsea want him off the books.
Yeah.
But they've agreed to pay apparently 75% of his wages.
Right. Okay.
So we're only paying or fronting up 25% of his wages. If obviously they ripped up his contract, he would then be able to command a sign-on fee as well as a good salary on that side, which we'd obviously front up. So that's where we are. So I think it's a good deal, in all honesty. Better than no deal, and I think an upgrade to Reiss Nelson on that side. Yeah. And look, he's got potential there, and like I said, he does need game time. But again, are we in a position to be babysitting almost people just to get experience? I don't think us, Arsenal as a club, are able to kind of bed players in to get that experience. Can you imagine us dropping points because we brought in a Reiss Nelson to start over, say, Saka, or even a Smith Rowe, and it doesn't go well, and he doesn't score over Odegaard, say, for instance, or whatever that, and we draw or we drop points. You can't win either way, and this is what I'm saying. If you don't get game time, this is where you talk about the confidence in the squads and stuff. This is where it's at. I think there's such fine margins. This is what is totally killing Arteta on that side, because again, it's one of those where you suddenly you're worried
if you don't, isn't it?
Yeah. Same from Uganda. Is there any chance of signing another player to Arsenal? No. Well, that's it now. It's just going to be Sterling. There's no other reports of any other players. Nelson's just gone to Fulham, so it all looked like he was going to Ipswich. That failed, and Fulham have come in for him, and that's been signed and done. So he links up with Emile Smith Rowe and Leno.
I take yours, David.
Yeah, Arteta's already laid that out and said he wanted him to stay.
I'm quite happy about that. I think there's a player in Kivior.
Yeah, no, look, I think it's really good, and I still look at the levels. Mark alluded to that we'd regressed and we'd made ourselves worse than we have been last season. I look at it a different way, where we suddenly say, right, okay, we've got a full crop bar Tomiyasu in defence. You've got all the options.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're all asking about Gorkiewicz in the chat, mate. He hasn't come to.
I know. He's been there all show.
I mean,
it would have been interesting to have seen him. 100%, it would have been interesting to have seen him. My only concern is that, it's great with the stats he's got in that league, but again, you do question, will he have the same effect coming into a Premier League? And look, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to outlay, and I think Arteta and that have got to be 100% in on it. They've got to be 100% bought into it.
Yeah,
doesn't say that
I think we'll do more.
They're not going to go for it. Potentially, it could be there. The release clause will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we're not savvy to what 100% is going on at the club. We can only speculate as to what the situation is, and we can talk about whether or not we've had 12 million profit, or we've got 9 million profit, or we've not made a profit. We don't know. It's all speculation. It's still not 100%. You're still not guaranteed on what's been paid to us or what. We might have had a deal for players that have not been paid in full. We don't know. We're not savvy to it. It'd be an interesting signing. I'll tell you what, and I'd like to say that we'd be in for him in January, if not that, next summer, when we obviously have to redress. But obviously this 6 months, 4 months, well, 3 months now.
4 months now, isn't it? 4 months.
Yeah,
4 months.
Well, coming to September. Yeah, it's sitting there. So 4 months.
It'll fly by.
It's a massive one.
It'll absolutely fly by. And
but
the thing is, we couldn't have got Gorkiewicz either. Think about it. I'm being legit with you now, because I wanted him as much as any of you, right? Because as I said on Sunday, if you watch the Sunday show, I've watched him play a few things, right? And to me, it looks like he's Arshavin in style, right? But in Lisbon, he's scoring goals there regularly. They're in the Champions League. They're not going to let him go for pennies. They're not.
No.
So wait till January, then we might get him. You know, what I'm more disappointed with that Garcia didn't come.
Yeah, look, as I said, I kind of created a little. Well, I didn't create a video. I was gonna release a small video about why. And I've been kind of like reviewing what he's done, certainly at Espanyol, and there's a lot of good things that you could potentially look to him, and that's why you're suddenly saying about you paying 20, 25 million for him or whatever, not wanting to go to 30, but he is long term, 23 years old, 6'2", 6'3".
Mm-hmm. He's
got good reflexes and yeah, so some of the saves really good, gets down well. There's kind of saves where you look at the parrying. It's like making the saves and parrying to safe areas and making sure that you don't play it into danger. It does look a very interesting option at 23, and you do wonder whether or not we may go back into him in January. It'll still be there, but this Neto deal is just that stopgap.
Yeah. And he's got experience. He's not.
Yeah.
Just because he's playing at Bournemouth doesn't mean he's not a good player. And the thing is, you've got to remember as well, guys, right? Is Garcia isn't going to play unless it's in cup runs where Raya's not playing. If Raya stays fit, so he'd just be a bench performer again. For 25
Yeah,
years.
I don't think Neto's going to play. I'm thinking that Arteta is going to go 100% with Raya all the way through. Obviously, there isn't the Carabao Cup option now, but that's not really a deal breaker. I'd rather see. I'd even see the 18-year-old come in and play in the Carabao Cup at a push. If that was a case of don't want to risk potentially him playing, then I'd have him in all day long. That's not really a problem. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. But obviously everything was all agreed with the player and Arsenal. So I think 100% he'll want to sign for us. It's just when, and do we do it in January? Do we do it in the summer? My guess is probably going to be the summer because it will just be a bit nicer then on that side. It'd end up being a third choice, or Neto would be the third choice. We don't know.
About Osimhen as well. Well, Osimhen's deal with Chelsea is falling through, isn't it?
Yeah, Osimhen's fallen through. So I imagine that then opens up. So he's going to go to Saudi, and this is the issue where you suddenly look at it, and is he or was he after a payout? And he's obviously had two teams that were, pay any kind of money. I'm gonna break there, but it's breaking news now. Raheem Sterling, the agreement's all done. It's a here we go moment from Fabrizio. So yeah, he's all sorted now. He's all in. Yeah. So all done and dusted. I hope you don't want to wear with Arteta and Edu. We need a striker. Signing a ringer.
In a way, it's Sterling. He's got another striker as well, even though he played on the wing. He's a striker.
Yeah. I'm guessing Stanley is are we alluding to? Who's Stanley? Is that Cronky?
Cronky.
Yeah, but look, there's still got a lot to answer to, and I'm still not 100% on them from what they've done at the start. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't wash with me. That's where my anger still comes. I still don't like KSE. I don't really like Josh. As much lip service as he puts into the club now and makes believe that he cares. And
it's all about the
same with Stan.
It's
all a bit of lip service, and that's what I'm saying. It's one of those where, yeah, they had years and years to have just done something simple, a token gesture, 30, 40 million a season, even if they weren't sole owners, which they hid behind. They could have invested. We had Usmanov that would wanted to put money in and pump money in at that time, and they didn't allow him to come on the board, even though he had a good kind of holding on in the club.
Well, they bought all the off the fans as well, didn't they?
It was just, it was poor just from there because they hid behind that kind of that excuse when we were getting rid of our prized assets. And you look at the players that were then questioning ambition year after year, and we were losing player after player each year. And
I've got a question.
That was it.
Go
on.
Does this mean we'll have a couple of kids on the subs bench every game now then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be...
I think...
Skelly and Wary, isn't it?
If we look at this and we say, right, okay, all right, we've got Raya, we've got Neto, okay, William Saliba, Ben White, Gabriel, Timber, Kirill, Zinchenko, and Calafiori. Tomiyasu and Tierney are injured.
Oh, right, okay, all right.
Partey, Odegaard, Jorginho, Merino. Obviously, him being injured as well now. Looks like it's potentially about 6 weeks
for God's sake.
that he's going to be out for. Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. Then you've got Saka, Jesus. Obviously, Jesus out probably for a couple of weeks. Don't know what the latest is on him.
Well, aren't they? 6 to 8 for Jesus, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I need to.
I think I heard that yesterday, mate. It was 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. So, yeah, and then Martinelli, Trossard, with Reece Nelson and Nketiah going. So, you look at 5 forwards, chucking Sterling into there. You've got six forwards. You'll then chuck in Wanyeri. That'll come in. So, there is rotation there, and as I said, we look at it and we think from last season, look, we've got a fully fit Timber now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we've got Tomiyasu coming back in that kind of crunch kind of period just before Christmas, and like maybe late October. I don't know. It's not sure on the timeframes on those, but the key is to making sure we're keeping everyone ticked over. And as I said it earlier in the season, if we only played 20 players, or there were 20 players in our squad that had played double figures. So we've still got that amount of players. Plus we've got rid of players that were not really playing. And even talk about Ramsdale, he had 6 appearances.
Yeah, that's all he had, wasn't it, in last season?
Yeah. So you look at the others, and it's just, I don't know. It's strange. It's just.
I think Ramsdale signed his death warrant though when he said he couldn't concentrate.
Yeah. I look at it like that, and I said, I said it at the time. When you're coming out, even his dad coming out on the podcast and literally just talking about it, it was kind of not top level kind of behaviour.
No, yeah.
What other top level player or player in that kind of top echelon of the game have you got a player's dad coming out doing podcasts, drinking in the stands, causing I wouldn't say causing issues, but again, I think there were times where he's kind of bought the club have been a little bit peeved, so I've heard.
Yeah.
So, you do question that, and you do wonder if that was also a negative kind of on him. But as a player, as a person, I think he deserves a move to do it. It's not like Mark was saying, he's under contract. You keep him there. You don't let him sign. Over time, he's been given a dirty. He's been done a dirty by Arteta by obviously signing the contract, and all of a sudden, then out of the blue, you're not now number one. You're now on the bench without even being told.
Yeah.
So then, as a mark of respect, he's probably been given that time. All right, well, if there's someone that comes in for you, then we'll do it. I thought it might have been a bit more of a fee, but again,
I thought he'd get one of the top 6. To be honest with you.
Yeah, well, look, I think he's good enough. I just think, there was a moment where he kind of lost it, and I noted there was a couple of Tottenham fan tweets that were like bombing out saying, it was never the same since that game at Tottenham Stadium where the twat stood up behind the goal and kicked it. Yeah, and it was like, like it was like a kind of a medal of honour. And it was just like, what's going on there, Des?
I've always given Rambo a fair go. Do you know what I mean? And I do wish him all the best for Southampton. He could be the reason why they stay up, if they stay up. You know?
Yeah, look. Yeah, they say he's certainly going to be showing or putting his credentials on the line, isn't he? He's going to be certainly busy. I'll tell you what, if the saves that he was making at Arsenal or anything to go by, I'll tell you what, there'll be a highlight reel for him coming into the season.
It's an all or nothing move, isn't it?
Yeah. Show what he can do and go and smash it. I'm just gonna go and fly through the chat. Just briefly, James, are we serious at all? Yeah, I think we are serious, but as I said, I think we could have been a bit more serious. But look, we've had to make moves, and we've had to let people go. Whatever reason, we've had to do it to kind of move them on and keep it going. But we've got to evolve, and we've got to look at what we've got as well, and that's the more important thing, is allowing the group that we've got now to move on and grow. Then chuck in even that youngster's path now with Wanyeri. He's got an unbelievably clear path now to progress.
Let him have a go.
I think it's an unbelievable opportunity for him. I really do, and to play almost as a backup to Odegaard. I think it'd be really interesting, and then even Lewis Skelly as well. There's opportunities there to kind of jump in, and look, they're not the finished articles, but as I said, there's going to be not too many chances to kind of bring these people in and play to get experience. That's just where we are. That's why I said this. My personal opinion is that we can't afford at this precise moment, when we're up against on a foot race with Manchester City, and we might as well chuck in Liverpool this season the way they've started as well. And we suddenly say, we're in a foot race with those two. Are we in a position to kind of almost nanny a couple of youngsters in to kind of allow them to gain experience? I'd beg to differ on that, and the furore over that, if that happened, would be straight at Arteta's door, and you're suddenly saying, "What are you doing?" And it's like, you've got these youngsters and you're trying to bring them in, and it's like, well, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But yeah.
Chiesa,
it is what it is.
I think Chiesa would have been a good addition for 16 million quid. Chiesa would have been a good addition. Liverpool have done a good move there, really.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It depends on the profiles, doesn't it?
Indie record, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does depend on the profiles that we identify and we want. But yeah, the one name that comes up. Otherwise, just same thing. Yeah, I think there's going to be a move for him. Yeah, it's not going to be this window. It's done. I don't think it'll happen in January, solely for the fact that if we get him in, he won't be for Champions League.
It's been the crazy window for prices as well, though, isn't it? I mean, 110 million.
Yeah.
Osimhen, as an example, you know. I mean, even Gordon was 80 million, you know.
Yeah, and I think again, let's not shut the whole state of the game as well. Just just leave it. I think there's a lot of clubs out there that are scared of potentially falling foul. And I'm talking maybe say the lesser clubs as well as say clubs like Arsenal or whatever. If anyone's that's come sailing close to that profit sustainability levels, then you have to be treading very carefully because one false move or one thing that gets missed could be quite costly. Obviously, imagine a points deduction. I'm not saying we'd be in that kind of that situation, but again, if something doesn't get accounted for, and I think that's what wasn't it Everton it was a problem with the accounting.
Everton Forest did it too, didn't
Well, Forest, it was like it was missed by they miscalculated or something, and they missed out by 2 days or something like that, and then a deal a deal got delayed, which meant they went over. So they signed someone else. The money that was coming in didn't come through until 2 days afterwards, and then that's where they then got the points deduction from. So, it's
the other thing you've got to remember as well, guys. Whoever Arsenal go for, it just seems that Chelsea automatically put a bid in as well. So you're actually fighting the Chelsea bid as well, aren't you?
Just saying about Osimhen from Kinsey. The deal was off for Chelsea. There's no movement in the UK.
He'll go and do it. He'll go and do what the Liverpool player did. He'll go over to Saudi for 8 months and then come back.
I don't know.
Right, Paul, I'm going to go, mate. It's getting late, and you've been on. You've been on for ages.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm just finishing up. Richard just said, it doesn't feel like a good window for me. We would have invested the money on a top striker. Well, look, it's a common theme. I think it's 3 years now we've been prompting on a big striker. It hasn't happened. Raheem Sterling is an Arsenal player now. Reece Nelson has gone to Fulham on loan. Nketiah signed for Crystal Palace. Ramsdale signed for Southampton. And Neto has come in from Bournemouth. Obviously with Calafiori earlier in the window. And Merino. Look, that's our business. That's what we've done. We've trimmed the squad.
The annoying thing also, deals took so long to get through this window. It's like walking through treatment.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of teams are just delaying it as well because they want a bidding war. They want more than one team coming in for players, and you kind of almost think that they are just delaying for a reason. And it's the same with the players that we'll be getting rid of.
Yeah,
they're trying to. Teams that are coming in for Nketiah or whatever, they're then basically using him as a way of maybe lowballing the other team with their other targets. So, the amount of time we saw teams that would come out and said, we've got like 30 million for Nketiah, then they suddenly turn around and say, we just signed someone for either 22 million or 40 odd million with someone else. happened about 2 or 3 times. But it is what it is. Tomorrow we'll be back to supporting the team, dealing with what we've got, and hopefully seeing what Raheem Sterling can do for Arsenal this season. And I'll be 100% backing them. But look, I'm disappointed. I'm not going to throw my toys out. But we go on. We go on as a team. We go on, as a club, and we try and achieve the best we can as a group. And we have to get behind the players, what they've achieved over the last couple of years. Just because we haven't signed a striker, it doesn't mean that we've suddenly become a top 4 chasing side or a top 6 chasing side. We haven't regressed that much. We're still going to be in there. We've still got huge quality. So it's about getting behind the team now and backing everyone, backing the decisions, and then we work out what's there or what's needed in January, and then we go for it again. But as I say, 2.5 hours. It's half an hour till midnight in the UK. We're going to sign off now. I'd like to thank everyone that's got involved in this quite explosive kind of 2.5 hours, because everyone has always got the opinions and want to have their ideas and their opinions heard, because we want to see the good stuff for the club. So thank you to everyone for all the comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It will mean a lot. And really good numbers in the chat. So thank you. Good night. On to tomorrow. Come on the Arsenal.
Come on the Arsenal.
And hopefully 3 points against the Seagulls. So watching in the North Bank special Deadline Danes show. There's the enforcer. You can enforce the close. Any final thoughts?
We haven't got what we wanted, guys, but we've still got a strong team to support the team. We are going to win it this season. I feel it in my bones. Come on, the Arsenal, mate.
Gunners. Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you.
See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.